And the ball is in the air. O'Meara slaps it into the backcourt, so it will be Miami with the first possession of the ball game. Carolina in the man-to-man, and it is George out on the perimeter. The big 6'8 freshman driving to the right, kicks it out to O'Meara. His feet set for a straight-on three, and it's good. O'Meara is shooting 36.5% from three-point range this season. Miami as a team makes 9 per contest. So they're up early, 3-0. Heels going right to left as we see it here courtside in the Smith Center. Cadeau, pocket pass to Baycott, charges down the paint, tried to scoop it up from the right through contact, no good. Miami with the rebound, and they'll head the other way. A trailing O'Meara kicks it out to Watson. He'll send it in the left corner to Cleveland. Hard drive against R.J. Davis. Comes up short, and Cadeau in traffic gets the rebound. Tough bounce pass to the left side to R.J. Davis. I thought he was going to circle back out. Instead, he's going to shoot the three and drop it home. R.J. said, I'm not circling anything back out. I want to see that ball go through the hoop. 3-3 our score as O'Meara goes hard against Baycott on the right and has his shot blocked. Ball is loose. O'Meara comes up with the loose ball. He'll reset it out to Cleveland. Spinning into the paint, kicks it out to Watson. His three is short from straight on. Rebound at the free throw line goes to R.J. Davis. Davis up the floor, left side, quickly to Cadeau, up top to Ingram. Extra pass right sideline to Cormac Ryan. He'll hold it waist level, send it back to Cadeau to reset. Shot clock at 15, game tied at 3. R.J. Davis already as many field goals this game as he had the entire time against Virginia. Has it on the perimeter. Bounce pass high post to Cadeau. Long pass right corner Ingram. Catch and shoot three is off the back iron. No good. Baycott slapped the rebound, but it's chased on the baseline by Matthew Cleveland. Tar Heels didn't really get a great look there. It was a late catch and shoot three from the corner by Ingram. Certainly one he can make, but a bit of a rush shot. Miami the other way. Cleveland pulls up at the left elbow. His jumper spins out. Baycott collects the bat of the board. Here come the Heels the other way. Cadeau head up as he comes on the left. Hubert Davis screamed, look inside. Cadeau did, but then kicked it back out to Ingram. Now on the right side, it goes to R.J. Davis, middle of the floor to Cadeau. Carolina, not a lot of movement here offensively as the shot clock's already down to 10. Boy, a rifle pass in the corner to Ryan. His three rattles out. Rebound slapped out by Baycott, chased down by Cadeau. Extra pass down low to Ingram. His little floater on the baseline is short. And then the loose ball rebound picked up by Miami. Carolina's had some good looks, but just one field goal thus far. George in transition knocks in the three as he just pulled straight up over Cadeau for the triple. Every basket so far has been a three. 2 by Miami, 1 for Carolina. It's 6-3 as Ingram has it on the right baseline against Cleveland. Double team comes, kicks it out to Ryan. He'll try the three. Good! 6-6. Both teams with 2 3-pointers. Ryan and Davis for Carolina. George and O'Meara for the Hurricanes. Under 17 to play first half. Miami working in the half court near the center jump circle. It is George. Boy, he's big out there at 6'8". Pulls up from behind a screen and knocks in another three. So he's better than a 40% shooter out there. And again, he did not play the first time these two teams saw each other. So 5 made field goals, all of them threes thus far. 9-6 our score as Cadeau sends it in the left corner inside the arc to Ingram. He's going to back in against the smaller Joseph. Ingram gets to the block, still backing in hard. Spins into the paint, gets to that right hand, but misses the hook shot strong. Rebound O'Meara. He's going to bring it front court on his own dribble. He's tied up by Ingram, who actually slides into the basket support with the basketball. So it's going to be out of bounds to Miami. But great effort by Ingram and good hands to strip it away from O'Meara. Marcus, 5 3-pointers so far. 3 by the Canes, 2 for Carolina.
I mean, I know we just had the NBA All-Star break, but this is looking like the three-point contest out here.
Yeah, 8 of the 14 shots taken between the two teams have been threes. Carolina 2 of 4, Miami 3 of 4. O'Meara thought about measuring another one. Instead, he's going to try and back in on the right of the lane against Baycott. Boy, they're just slamming into each other as O'Meara misses the hook shot. The two big men were just bracing themselves and banging into each other in the paint. Baycott, top of the key, outside the arc. Heels down 9-6. R.J. Davis has it now. Over on the right sideline, catch and shoot three for Cormac Ryan. Too strong, and rebound to Miami. So 5 of Carolina's 8 shots have been threes thus far. Seth Trimble coming to the scorer's table for the Heels as Ingram tips away a pass into Baycott's hands. Long push ahead to R.J. Davis. Miami did a nice job getting back. Davis has to slow down. Now he's going to attack on the baseline, go all the way through, up and under for 2. 9-8. Davis with 5 of Carolina's 8 points. 15:25 to go first half. Miami on the strength of 3 made threes with the 1-point lead here early on. Cleveland hands off to O'Meara. Now to Watson. He'll hand it off on the right wing to Joseph. Joseph working around an O'Meara screen. Drifting long two is no good. Bodies for both teams battle for the board, and it caroms off of Ingram out of bounds. He is one to take them and make them from out there. As the inbounds goes in the backcourt to Bensley Joseph for Miami. Penetrates in out to Cleveland. Good job by Withers, not biting for the pump fake. Forces Cleveland instead into a difficult turnaround two. That's no good. Rebound by Ingram as it caromed off the back iron. Trimble and Withers checked in for Carolina during that dead ball. Cadeau and Ryan came out. Baycott has it, and a foul is called in the post by Michael Nwoko. The freshman big man checked in during that timeout, replacing O'Meara. So Nwoko picks up the first foul called on either team. It will be Carolina inbounding on the baseline, which R.J. Davis does to Baycott, left of the lane. He's going to try and go against the freshman Nwoko. 9-8. Double team comes. Baycott out to Ingram. Rattles home the three from the top right. And that's a great shot. Double team came. Baycott the smart pass. Ingram wide open. Feet set. Knocked it home.
Great pass and great shot.
11-9. So each team's made 3 3-pointers here thus far. 2 of which by Miami are from George. He has it on the perimeter. Now it ends up right sideline to Joseph, guarded by Trimble. Up high to Watson. Watson to the left elbow, picks up his dribble, has to kick it back out to Joseph. 6 on the shot clock for Miami. Joseph, nice crossover. Boy, that got him past Trimble. Baycott came over to help, and Joseph dumped it off to Nwoko for the dunk. 11-11. That started with Joseph's drive as Trimble, for a rare time on the ball, couldn't stay with the dribbler. Davis on the perimeter, whips it to Ingram. Extra pass, left corner, Withers. Feet set three. That looked really strong. It is. It was so strong, went right into the hands of Baycott, and he'll reset it back out. Now, the shot clock did not reset because that shot hit nothing but air. R.J. Davis drives left of the lane. His little runner is good. The teardrop floater drops straight home. You know, R.J. Davis had one game similar to the game he had at Virginia earlier in his career where he only made 1 field goal against Marquette in the first round of the NCAA tournament in 2022. He scored 30 the next time out against Baylor. Just keep that in mind as he already has 7 tonight. Heels up 13-11. Joseph. Boy, he's getting bothered by Davis. Carolina's had a couple of nice efforts on the ball. Now George has it, guarded by R.J. Davis. George, the tough drive, wild runner, is no good with the left hand. Withers collects the board. Great defense that time. R.J. Davis and the Tar Heels. Davis, the other side, handling the point guard. Gets it down low to Baycott. He's fouled, and give him the no, hold on. The foul's going to be on the floor. So the foul called on Nwoko, it is his second, but Baycott denied the chance for 3. As Pat Driscoll said, Nwoko fouled Baycott before he was in the act of shooting. So it will just be the second foul on Nwoko. He does check him. Well, no, he stays in. I was about to say checks out, but O'Meara comes in, but Nwoko stays in as well. Jalen Washington has checked in for Carolina. As the inbounds goes left corner to R.J. Davis. Tar Heels lead 13-11. R.J. Davis pulls up for 3 in the corner. No good. Withers tipped the rebound free from Miami, but it caroms to another Hurricane. So Miami will head the other way with it. Tar Heels have Cormac Ryan back in as well. Joseph, a drift long two, is short. He drifts on those jumpers. Comes up off the front iron. Rebound to Trimble. Brings it front side on the right. Stops on the right wing. Looking down low for Washington. Nothing there. Heels will work it around the perimeter instead. They find an open Cormac Ryan. Feet set. 3 ball off the mark. No good. He's 1 of 4 from 3 so far. It's still 13-11. Carolina, neither team shooting very well here early on. Miami 4 of 13. Carolina 5 of 14. O'Meara just drills Withers on his drive to the hoop, and that's going to be an offensive foul as Jim Larinaga furious with the call. But O'Meara lowered his shoulder into Withers. And, boy, Coach Larinaga got to be careful. He is waving his arms and whistling and screaming. Foul on O'Meara, his first. Turnover will give it to Carolina. That's the second turnover for Miami. Boy, Jim Larinaga still screaming now at Pat Driscoll as he comes to officiate this half of the floor. Cormac Ryan on the right sideline. Brings it out. Now kicks it in the right corner to Withers. Doesn't take a 3. Instead drives baseline, and he's fouled by Nwoko. And that's his third. 15-11. Heels up 4. Miami. Joseph gets free behind a screen off the mark, and Withers is going to get fouled on the rebound as a new player, A.J. Casey, into the game for Miami, fouls him. So, Marcus, there have been 5 fouls, all caught on big men for Miami. 3 for Nwoko. Now you've got Omier and Casey with a foul apiece. George is going to check back in, but he'll replace Christian Watson. So those fouls, not a huge issue yet, but a problem Miami probably wants to keep an eye on.
They will be an issue, I can promise you that. And talk about an engaged Jalen Withers. He's drawn 3 of those fouls.
Yeah, he's picked up an offensive rebound and a foul on the defensive board on the other side. Cadeau, big Euro step. I don't know how he made it. He tossed it over his head from the left side, hit the back iron, and dripped in. 17-11, Carolina up 6 on a 6-0 run. Omier with Jalen Washington deep in a defensive crouch. Omier's outside the three-point arc as a foul off the ball. Going to be called on Trimble. He was trying to stay with a cutting George, and Ron Gruber says Trimble got his hands too involved. That's the first on Carolina, and it will have Miami inbounding with 20 on the shot clock, 10:53 on the first half game clock, and the Heels up 17-11. Joseph around a screen, crossover, gets to the left elbow, sends it back out to George, who's been a problem. Over to Cleveland on the right wing, now to Casey, back middle of the floor to George. Big height advantage against Trimble. He'll switch off a screen, so now Washington guarding George on the perimeter. George, hard drive, throws it up with the right hand and finishes. Keyshawn George has 8 of Miami's 13 points. Hard to believe he was ranked below 200 in the recruiting rankings. He's got a lot of skill. Cadeau on the perimeter with the Heels up 4. Dribbling on the top right. Crosses the court with a pass left side to Trimble. Hard drive, jump stop in the paint, finds Withers, cutting backdoor. He lost it for a moment, couldn't finish on the up and under. Washington slaps the rebound up in the air, but it comes to Miami. Matthew Cleveland, the other direction, blocked by Withers. Here comes Carolina on the run. Cormac Ryan, 3-on-3, goes right side, runs into George, and it's going to be a charge call on Ryan, and you can thank the arguing from Jim Larinaga on the earlier charge call on that one, as the bang-bang play goes against the Tar Heels this time, as Ryan called for the foul. And that will prompt some subs for both teams. Carolina's 5 on the floor will now be Cadeau, Davis, Ryan, Ingram, and Baycott. So the starting 5. Great minutes there from Jalen Withers off the Tar Heel bench. Also, Paul Jobé, a freshman from France who has played 56 minutes in the last 3 games for Miami, is into the contest for the first time. Keyshawn George drives left of the lane, out to Jobé. Up high it goes to Cleveland. Stripped by R.J. Davis. Cleveland able to pick it back up, though. Back to Jobé. Wildly into the paint. Kicks it out to Joseph. His step-back 3 is good. So Joseph's first bucket, and Miami's back within 1. They've scored 5 straight. R.J. Davis, in the blink of an eye, though, on the other side, lays it in on the left. Well, Carolina, we've seen it this year when the Heels can push it even after a make. They are so dangerous. George again around a high screen. Stops left of the lane. Elbow left over here. That looks short out of his hand. It is. Ingram collects the rebound. He'll hand it off to Cadeau. Carolina up 3. Cadeau picks up his dribble. Now to Ingram. Right side it goes to Ryan. Tough pass in the paint is off the mark. Intercepted by Jobé. Here comes Miami the other direction. Down 3. George runs into Ryan. Kins it out to Jobé. Back to George. He's going to try another 3. Gracious. Nothing but net. George has 11. It's the 12th time he's been in double figures. His season high and career high is 21, and he's trending that way. He has tied the game at 19. Miami is 5 of 7 from three-point range. R.J. Davis looking for Baycott in the post. Can't get it to him. Heels working around the perimeter. Cormac Ryan again tries to dish it down low, and Omier knocks it out of bounds. 11 on the shot clock for Carolina. 8:33 to go first half. On the strength of 5 threes, Miami is tied with the Heels. The Canes are 2 of 12 from 2-point range, 5 of 7 from 3-point range.
Jones, who had George not in their top 200?
Yeah.
This kid's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, he's originally from Switzerland. His dad, Dion, played basketball at St. Francis of Pennsylvania, was a good player there. He's got some impressive skills at 6'8". And can handle and shoot. And he's been the dominant player for Miami so far with 11 of their 19. R.J. Davis gets it into Baycott. He'll hand it right back to Davis, who pulls up at the right elbow, a little strong. And then Baycott's, I believe, called for the rebounding foul. Or is it Ingram? No, it is Baycott. Called for the foul on the rebound. His first. Third on Carolina. So after Miami was called for the first 5 fouls of the game, Carolina's been called for 3 straight. And the Canes have the ball with a chance to take the lead with the game tied at 19. Heels led by 6 briefly, but Miami has come back on the strength of some 3-pointers. Jobe around the perimeter to Joseph. Fakes the backdoor pass to George. He'll go behind the back instead to O'Meara, who has it stripped by Baycott. Loose ball into the hands of R.J. Davis. Davis running the break. Threw up a finger roll that came up way short. And Miami out of there with it, although Davis ends the fast break by knocking it free from behind out of the hands of Cleveland after R.J. Davis tipped the ball out of bounds on the fast break. Joseph, who's been a problem out there with his ball handling, he's gotten some clean looks multiple times. Hasn't made them all, but he's been hard to handle. George loses the dribble and loose ball to R.J. Davis. Heels have numbers. Davis on the left, can't finish. He wanted a whistle that did not come. Here comes Miami the other way. Cleveland knocked away by Cadeau. Cadeau, long pitch ahead to R.J. Davis. He'll get the uncontested layup from the right side. Well, R.J. had stayed down there to argue the lack of a call on the last fast break, and it ended up helping him on the next one. 21-19. Tar Heels now with 4 steals in this game and 2 blocks as well. 21-19, Heels up 2. George has not missed from behind the arc. He'll pull up for a wild 3. It's an air ball into the hands of R.J. Davis. Heels up 2 and on the move. Davis comes front side on the left. Baycott is in a fight down low for position. Cadeau fakes the pass to him, kicks it right corner to Ryan. His 3 is short. Well, that was on line. Ryan struggling. 1 of 6 after going 16 of 32 in his last 4 games. Heels get another steal as Baycott tips it out of the hands of Joseph into R.J. Davis's hands. And then Joseph fouls him. Foul on Joseph, his first. That is the 5th steal in this game for Carolina. And this is a Tar Heel team that averages about 6 steals per game. That's 11th in the ACC. Cormac Ryan's going to sit down, and Withers has come back in. So with 6:46 to go, the clock's starting to get a little late here in the first half. 21-19 Tar Heels. Next foul on Miami will be free throws, by the way, for the Heels. Cadeau between the circles in the front court for Carolina. Finds a cutting R.J. Davis. To the cup, finger roll for 2. R.J. Davis, his 6th field goal of the half. He has 6 of 10 for 13 points. He has 13 of Carolina's 23, coming off a game where he was 1 of 14 from the field. Bensley Joseph to O'Meara. Made a 3 earlier. That one spins out. Jalen Withers way up in the air for the board. He'll get it to Cadeau. Heels up 4 on the run. Cadeau. Hesitation. Runs into traffic. Has to pick up the dribble. Floats it to Baycott, and it's tipped away. Tar Heels trying to get it down low and keep turning it over, and then Cadeau fouls in transition. That's 6. Make it 3 turnovers for Carolina. 6 for Miami, but most of Carolina's turnovers have been trying to go down low. Foul on Cadeau, his first, and 4th on the Tar Heels. So 5:59 to go first half. Marcus, Carolina up 4.
Good idea there by Elliot Cadeau to get the ball inside. Just careless pass. Done a pretty good job so far this half, take care of the basketball, but just need to finish off strong here in this first half.
Bensley Joseph on the perimeter. Over to Cleveland on the left wing. Goes to O'Meara. O'Meara, quick move against Baycott. Has a shot blocked. Tried to go up and under with the layup, and Baycott pinned it on the glass. Heels quickly the other way. Ingram spinning to the rim. Can't finish. Rebound. Still being pinballed. It belongs to O'Meara. Carolina's just 10 of 27 from the floor, but even their open threes are 10 of 26. Even their threes have been open, it feels like. Carolina just can't make much, and Miami is taking a timeout with 2 of their top scorers. Miami's been riddled with injuries all season long. They've had at least 1 starter miss a game as a 3 is taken and made by Matthew Cleveland on the right wing. That brings Miami back within 1. Quickly, what I was going to tell you, Miami's had at least, this is the 11th ACC game they've had with at least 1 starter out. 23-22 after Cleveland's 3. His first bucket. R.J. Davis will try and answer. Yes, sir. Deep one from the right. Well, he is too good of a shooter to have a 1 for 14 to not have it regulate. He is 7 of 11 in this half for 16 points. Heels back up by 4, 26-22. Cleveland right of the lane. Boy, runs Withers into a huge screen, but misses the easy bunny. Baycott with the rebound. Here comes Carolina the other way. R.J. Davis smoking hot. Hesitation. Gets deep, is knocked around, and he's fouled. Let's see if it's O'Meara or if it's Jobay. It will be on Paul Jobay.
Attacking the basket, probing.
Free throw good. And also Wooga Poplar tonight. 4.5 to go first half. Heels have matched their largest lead of 6 with Davis making both free throws, and he has done some heavy lifting. 18 in the first half for R.J. Davis. He has 18 of Carolina's 28 points. Trimble trying to stay with Joseph out in the middle of the floor. That's a hard task. Short bounce pass to Watson on the right sideline. Well out. He'll switch a screen, so now Withers guarding Watson straight on. Over to Joseph on the left wing. Crossover, step back. Trimble in his face, and it didn't matter. Joseph hits another, his second. Miami 7 of 11 from three-point range. It is the only reason the Canes are still close, but they are. Only down 3, 28-25. Davis has it on the left sideline in the front court for Carolina. Heavy traffic down low as he tries to get it to Baycott. He does, and Baycott hammers it home. Baycott's first bucket on the good entry from Davis. Tossed it over O'Meara's defense. O'Meara's complaining Baycott fouled him to get loose. Trimble nearly got the ball away from Joseph. Can't do it. Joseph over to Watson. Heels up 5, 30-25. Watson, hard drive in the paint, has his shot altered by Withers. Into Ingram's hands. He'll bounce it front court to R.J. Davis. Stops on the left ring. Davis in the post. It goes to Baycott. Hard to the rim. And must have been stripped. No whistle. Baycott staring at Ron Groover, the official, as he comes down to play defense. 20 on the shot clock for Joseph and the Canes. O'Meara will try a trailing 3. It's good. Miami 8 of 12 from three-point range. 30-28. 8 of 12. They average 9 threes a game. They've made 8 in the first half. O'Meara has made 2 of them. R.J. Davis tries to pass it down low, tipped away. And then after he tried to recover the loose ball, it goes out off of R.J. R.J. Davis, who has 18 of Carolina's points, is on the bench. See how Carolina's offense does without him out there. He's been a one-man wrecking crew offensively. Miami with the ball right now, though. Ja'Kai Robinson on the perimeter. Over to Watson, who's back in on the right wing. Shot clock at 10. Now to George, who's checked back in. And he had a bunch of balls go down early. He's got 11 for Miami. Shot clock down to 4. George spinning right of the lane, gets into the paint, and is off the mark on his turnaround. Ingram with the rebound for Carolina. Tough defense by Trimble to deny the 6'8 George. So Cadeau, Trimble, Ryan, Ingram, and Baycott. Ingram passed in the middle of a triple team to Baycott and had it taken away. Not a great pass as Miami goes the other direction. After Carolina's 6th turnover of the half, O'Meara fires up a hook shot. No good from the low right block. Ingram with the rebound. 30-28. Still Carolina, who's turned it over 3 times in the last 2 minutes. Trimble out to Cadeau between the circles. Gets a screen from Baycott to get left side. Whips it in the right corner to Ryan. Pump fake for 3. Jump stop in the paint. Draws contact. No whistle, but he drops home the jumper. Ryan's second bucket. He's not having much success from 3, so pump fake drive and get the 2. And there's going to be a foul called on Trimble as he was trying to stay with George front side. Trimble becomes the first Tar Heel with 2 fouls. Carolina's 5th as a team. I think Trimble's going to stay on the floor even with the 2 fouls. Clock at 1:25. 32-20. And now R.J. Davis is going to come to the table. Probably to get Trimble with those 2 fouls, and it will be Trimble who has to come out. So it'll be Cadeau, Davis, Ryan, Ingram, and Baycott. 1:25 to go first half. Heels up 4, but having a hard time getting away from Miami thanks to the Hurricanes going 8 of 12 from three-point range. Cleveland pump fake for 3 this time. Got Ingram flying by him, and you heard him rattle the rim on the drive. 32-30. Cleveland with 5 for Miami. Heels up just 2. Ryan to Cadeau. Gets a screen from Baycott. Charging in on the right. Whips a pass left corner to Ingram. Wide open for 3. No good. Baycott with the rebound. Stripped going back up. Out of bounds off Miami. Boy, it has been hard sledding in the post for Baycott. He has been battling. Miami paying a bunch of attention to him. as George apparently got all ball there. As the inbounds goes to Cadeau, open underneath the rim for the easy two. Cormac Ryan found Cadeau. The freshman slipped in there for the easy bucket. 34-30 with less than a minute to go in the half. George, he'll switch a screen, so Ingram guarding him. Now to Cleveland. Cleveland driving hard on the right, and a foul's called. It's up 4, 34-30. Long inbounds into the backcourt to Joseph. Joseph, crossover. Stutter step, another crossover. Boy, that was a fancy move to get to the rim for two. That was impressive from Joseph. Carolina up 2. Joseph has been hard to handle on the perimeter with his handles here in the first half. Miami within 2, Carolina with the ball. About a 4-second difference, shot clock to game clock. R.J. Davis, catch and shoot 3. Cash on that one. Goodness gracious. R.J. Davis, 21 in the first half. He's 8 of 12 from the field. Cleveland on the other side with 3 seconds. He's going to have to force up a guarded 3. No good. Carolina will have the ball first. Miami won the opening tip. No jump balls in the first half, so Carolina has it to start the second half, going left to right as we see it, and more of the same. R.J. Davis off a curl, gets the pass, pulls up at the ACC logo, and drops it home. 23 now for R.J. Davis. His career high, that 36 he had against Wake earlier this year. It is the 18th time Davis has gone for more than 20 in a game this season. George comes up way short on a 3 into the hands of Ingram. Ingram ahead to Ryan. Bounce pass in the post. Oh, Baycott never caught it. He just kind of guided it with one hand almost off the floor to the backboard and in. What a play. Timeout Miami. All of those have been assisted. O'Meara, a three-pointer. He hits his third of the game, so Miami quickly hits the 3 to get back within 6. That's the 9th three-pointer Miami has made in 15 attempts. O'Meara had made 18 all year. He has 3 today. R.J. Davis on the curl, gets it. His pass tipped, but recovered in the corner right by Cormac Ryan, excuse me. Now Cadeau has it, and a foul called on Miami on the perimeter. It's on O'Meara. That is his second. But nobody else had more than 1 until now. O'Meara has 2. Trimble and Ryan each have 2 for Carolina. R.J. Davis will back up near the timeline with 10 on the shot clock, guarded by Matthew Cleveland. Heels up 6. Davis to Cadeau. Long cross-court pass to Ryan. Catch, shoot, long distance 3 off the mark. He had to force that one up as the shot clock was so late, but it was long and difficult. Miami with the defensive board. George to O'Meara. Jab step. Jump stop, wildly shoots, no good in the paint. Rebound to Ingram. Carolina the other direction. Ingram to Ryan. Fakes the pass. He'll send it right back to Ingram. Wide open for 3. No good. Boy, Ingram and Ryan continue to struggle. Neither one of them can find the basket at a very high rate right now. Unfortunately, Miami can, and Bensley Joseph hits a long 2 to get the Canes back within 4. Ingram 1 of 7. Ryan 2 of 8. 3 of 15 between the two of them. Baycott back to the basket. Backdoor to the cutting Cadeau for the layup. What a find by the big man. Cadeau up to 7. Carolina leads by 6. See if the Heels can get a stop and get some momentum going here. Joseph hands off to George. Well out on the floor. Dribbles to the left sideline. Looking for Cleveland in the paint. R.J. Davis is fronting him. So he sends it to O'Meara. Crossover. He and Baycott just slamming into each other. And for the first time, Ron Groover is going to blow his whistle and call a foul. And I say for the first time because we've seen O'Meara and Baycott just these aggressive, almost like two of those bullhorn sheep or whatever, just going at each other. As Miami will inbound it on the baseline. Something they like to do and have since Jim Larinaga has been there is throw it all the way into the backcourt on the inbounds. Cleveland able to jab step and drive by Cadeau, and then he's fouled at the rim as Ingram came over to help out Cadeau, who had gotten beat on the play. Ingram wasn't going to let Cleveland have the uncontested dunk. And so Cleveland will have to go earn it at the free throw line. That pass went all the way to the backcourt. Then Joseph quickly got it up to Cleveland, who drove in from the left. These are the first free throws of the game for Miami, and Cleveland misses the first. The foul on Ingram, his first. Second on Carolina this half. Everybody wants the cookies, of course.
I want some cookies, Jones.
43-37, Carolina with 17-14 to play second half. Cleveland with the second of two shots, and that one's good. It's a 5-point lead, 43-38. That was the halftime advantage for Carolina at 37-32. Cadeau, Davis, extra pass, right corner. Ryan, who's been ice cold, stays that way. And now, after the play, Ron Gruber is going to come and separate Ryan and George. George was challenging the corner three from Ryan, and they must have gotten tangled up. Nothing, no call, nothing extra, just two competitors. Yeah, just Gruber just separating the two. All right, so Carolina's by 5, but Miami has the basketball. Again, the Tar Heels just can't quite get away from Miami. O'Meara, another three. That one's off the mark. And a foul called on Carolina on the rebound as Ingram was already starting the fast break the other way. It's going to be Cadeau, his second. That's now 3 on Carolina this half. And Cadeau becomes the 4th Tar Heel with 2 fouls. Trimble, Baycott, Ryan, and Cadeau. George will inbound on the baseline right. Miami within 5. That was the halftime lead. Carolina briefly got it to 9. But Miami right back within 5, but they're going to turn it over. Joseph tried to pass it out. R.J. Davis tipped it away into Ingram's hands. Ahead to Cormac Ryan, and a foul called on Norchad O'Meara. And Marcus, you look like, hey, this is easy. Just try to take it at him a little bit, right?
That's a beautiful thing. If you're not making the baskets from three-point line, why don't you do something different? He had a great drive towards the end of the first half. And again, he draws a foul here just because he attacks the basket.
That foul on O'Meara is his 3rd. He'll have to come out as Nwoko, also with 3 fouls, will check in. 16:37 to go. There's already been 5 fouls called this half after there were 13 called the whole first half. Cormac Ryan gets the inbounds to Cadeau. Quick bounce pass in the post goes to Baycott. Up strong, can't finish against Nwoko. Ingram tipped the rebound, but it wouldn't drop. Man, Carolina, there's a lid on that basket, it feels like at times, as there's a traveling call the other way. Bensley Joseph just out of control, fumbling and bumbling into the paint. Turns it over. That is turnover number 8 for the Hurricanes. And Marcus, I said, Carolina's not shooting a terrible percentage, 46%. That's actually pretty good. But it feels like so many shots that they normally would make just have not gone in.
It does, Jones. It just doesn't feel like they're really in a rhythm offensively.
Cadeau coming front side against Joseph. Stops on the left wing after some fancy ball handling. Bounce pass to Baycott. Can't continue the slip. He's going to back out. Now come in. Extra pass to Ryan. Misses the layup, but Cormac gets it right back and finishes. He's up to 9. Tar Heel lead is 7. Keyshawn George the other way quickly for Miami. Kicks it back out to Joseph. Back to George. Around a screen to the free throw line. Almost traveled as he took a couple of steps in the paint. Ball ended up reset back out to George. R.J. Davis trying to hound him. George backs out, attacks. His pass to Nwoko at the free throw line. Shot clock down to 7. Nwoko comes out, hands off to Ja'Kai Robinson, who's in the game. Robinson, crossover, step back, high arcing shot, no good. And before the shot clock horn, Ingram already had the rebound. Here comes Carolina the other way. R.J. Davis changes speeds. Kicks it back out to Cadeau, to Davis. Set, didn't take the 3. He's going to reset it in total. Baycott was working for position against Nwoko. They couldn't find him. 45-38, Carolina by 7. Ingram has it on the left wing. Left corner to Cadeau. Shot clock's down to 7. Cadeau spins by Robinson, floats it up, but it won't go in. The rebound out of bounds off Baycott. Hurricanes with the basketball. Jalen Withers and Seth Trimble have come in for the Heels as Cleveland has it top of the key, hounded by R.J. Davis. Spins, dribbles behind the back. He's at the free throw line now. Davis swipes down on the ball. Cleveland has to force up a tough one and doesn't get the roll. Ingram with yet another rebound, his 9th. Heels the other way with a 7-point lead, 45-38. Withers, who gave Carolina good minutes in the first half, to Ingram. Up top to R.J. Davis. Davis, 21 in the first half, has 2 so far here in the second. He pitches in the corner right to Ingram. Backing in against Joseph. Gets to his right hand. Give him the bucket and the foul. He spun on the smaller Joseph and banked it home. Ingram's second field goal gives Carolina a 9-point lead. The foul on Joseph, his second. That one spun around, hung up on the iron, and eventually dropped home. He gets to that right hand, Marcus, and pretty tough.
I love it.
And that's normally he likes to come from the left and shoot the right-handed hook shot. That time he was coming from the right, spun the opposite way, and went with the right hand off the glass. He'll go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play, and he does. 10-point lead for the Tar Heels. First time it has been double figures. It's 48-38. Hurricanes the other way. Joseph calling out the play call. Normally that's the sign for the horn set, which means he can take a screen either way. Takes the one on the left with Nwoko. Pitches back to Cleveland on the top right. He'll hand off to George. The freshman back to Cleveland. Drives hard. Scoops it up and under. No good. Baycott with the rebound. He'll get it to R.J. Davis. Tar Heels trying to build on the momentum. Davis ahead to Trimble. In the post. Bounces to Withers. Spins by his defender. And a foul's called. Ted Valentine says the foul's on Bensley Joseph, and that's 3. So Joseph picks up back-to-back fouls trying to defend in the paint. And that's now 3 Hurricanes with 3 fouls. Nwoko, Joseph, and Omier. Omier will come back in. When he sat down, things started going poorly for Miami as the Tar Heels have stretched the lead to 10. So he comes back in with 3 fouls and 13:53 to go. Inbounds goes to R.J. Davis. He's going to go right to the rim and bank it home for 2. Slithered through the defense and called glass to make it 50-38. 25 now for R.J. Davis. Omier on the perimeter as Jalen Washington coming to the scorer's table for Carolina. Tar Heels up 12. Joseph going to try a step-back 3. It's good. Boy, Joseph's had a big game. He has 13, and that's his third 3. Miami's 10th of the ball game. It's back to a 9-point Carolina advantage at 50-41. Davis bottled up on the perimeter, bounces out of there to Withers. Withers out of control in the paint, but the loose ball ends up to Ingram, but he turns it over as he jumped up in the air, tried to cross the court with the pass, couldn't do it. Joseph will stop in transition, missed the 3 short, but the long rebound to Miami. They'll reset it. Cleveland on the perimeter. He'll hand off to George. 12 on the shot clock as Omier has it now, still outside the 3-point arc. Down low he goes to George. R.J. Davis was fighting for his life down there and is going to get called for the foul as he tried to come from behind George. That's just the first foul on Davis. 4th on Carolina. And that will prompt Washington to enter. Baycott get a breather. Cormac Washington. That'd be a heck of a player. Cormac Ryan will come in. And R.J. Davis going to get a quick seat as well. So the Heels will have Trimble, Ryan, Withers, Ingram, and Washington. This is an unusual 5 out there for Carolina. That's going to have to be Trimble running the point as Omier is going to get a pick and pop 3. No good. Rebound tipped around by both teams. And I think a foul's been called on Carolina.
On Ingram, I believe.
The official's still talking about it. And yes. So that's 2 on Ingram. So now you have Cadeau, Ryan, Baycott, Trimble, Ingram, all with 2. That's the 5th foul on Carolina, but they're going to call this a shooting foul. So Bensley Joseph, nearly 84% of the line, will have 2 shots. No good on the first. Cadeau is going to check back in. That gets, not that Trimble can't run the point because he can, but that gets one of the more natural ball handlers between Cadeau or Davis back in the game as Cadeau replaces Withers. Another opportunity at the Cookies with the Heels up 9. Miami trying to go on a 4-0 run, though, if this second free throw goes in, which it does from Joseph. Joseph was 6 this half, 14 for the game. So 4 straight, all by Joseph to cut Carolina's lead from 12 to 8. Some reserves out there for the Heels right now. No Baycott and no R.J. Davis. Cadeau out to Ryan. His 3. No good. Rebound Cleveland. Ryan is now 1 of 9 from 3. But Ingram gets a steal on the other side. Bounces ahead to Ryan. In transition to the cup. Can't finish. Ryan frustrated. He's 3 of 13 shooting in total. Tar Heels up 8, but Miami with the basketball. Trying to get it down low to Omier against Washington. Omier just continues to slam into Washington and turns and scores. That's 6 straight for Miami, so Carolina had gotten it out to 12. It's down to 6. Washington trailing to play, has it top of the key. Hands off to Cadeau. Cadeau picks up his dribble, needs some help. Over to Ingram. Back to Cadeau. He wants a screen from Washington. He'll get it. Cadeau lobs one up to Jalen and tipped away by Ja'Kai Robinson. Here comes Miami the other way. Cleveland going to get the transition bucket, and all of a sudden Miami back to 4. It's 50-46. That'll prompt Baycott to get off the bench for the Heels. It's an 8-0 Miami run. Cadeau on the sideline left. Bounces to Ingram. One-on-one with Joseph. Ingram going to back in against it. On the left side. Gets to that right hand. Misses the hook. Rebound is loose and saved by Miami on the baseline. Canes can cut this to 2 or even 1. George on the drive. Now he's going to try and back in on the left. His pass out to Joseph, tipped away by Ingram. Ingram outruns Joseph. Ingram will get the layup. He just outworked the Hurricane guard. 52-46. Great effort by Ingram.
Gets the crowd involved, too. Great job, Harrison Ingram.
Carolina's seen its 12-point lead go down to 4. It's back to 6. 52-46, 10:40 to play. George on the left wing. Drives left side against Ryan. His pass tipped out of bounds as he tried to throw it into the right corner. Not sure what the argument, unless he is arguing that or that the clock wasn't set correctly. It's the only other thing I can think of, but here come the Heels the other way. Cadeau, Davis, Trimble, Ingram, and Baycott, the 5 on the floor. R.J. Davis, open look from 3, right side is off the back iron, no good. A rare miss for him as he has 25 tonight. Watson the other way for Miami. It's still 52-46. Carolina by 6. Heels have gone scoreless on 6 of their last 7 possessions. O'Meara, tough finish as he drove on the left of the lane and finished on the right side underneath the block attempt by Baycott. So it's down to 4, 52-48. Miami closes to 4 points again. They've already done that once. Davis will try again from the right side. It's no good, but he's fouled as a Miami defender came flying at him. Let's see who it is. R.J. Davis a little slow to get up. R.J. Davis, once this 3-shot opportunity is complete with the first one up and in for Carolina. That makes it 53-48. Second one's up. That one's given 28 points if it's good, and it's not. But R.J. tips the rebound to himself and chases it down in the right corner. And then he is fouled again, this time by Ja'Kai Robinson. As the inbounds goes left corner to Trimble. Jab step, drive, foul, and the bucket. Free throw up, and good. Ended up being a 5-point possession for Carolina. Davis with the first 2 free throws, then Trimble with the bucket and another free throw. Trimble hounding George in the backcourt, almost got a steal. Miami does eventually get it front side. Carolina back up 9, nearing their largest lead of 12. George around a high screen. His pass tipped away by Ingram into Cadeau's hands. 2-on-1. Cadeau, hesitation, drive, and blocked by O'Meara, and kept it in bounds. And then a foul called on Ingram in transition for not giving Cleveland an opportunity to catch and land on the push-ahead pass. 57-48, so the Heels lose a transition opportunity, and Ingram picks up his 3rd foul. He becomes the first Tar Heel with 3. O'Meara, jab step and drive on Baycott. Gets into the middle of the paint. Spins, pump fake, and boy, Baycott bit on the pump, and that earns the first free throw by O'Meara is good. And Miami does not foul a lot traditionally. In fact, they have the second fewest fouls in the nation coming into this game at less than 13 a game. O'Meara makes both free throws. He's up to 15 points and 4 rebounds. George has 11. Joseph with 14. Those 3 Hurricanes carrying them. R.J. Davis been doing a lot of carrying, but misses the open 3 on the right side. Boy, Cleveland had O'Meara running ahead of everybody, couldn't find him, and so Miami will set up in the half court. 57-50 the score. O'Meara has it in the paint against Trimble, and he lost it out of bounds. It will 8:19 to go as the inbounds is tipped up by Ingram, and then he's either fouled or it's knocked out by Miami. I think it was just knocked out by Miami after Ingram poked the ball way up in the air on the inbounds pass, elevated to go get it, and had it knocked out by the Canes. Carolina, as a team, is up to 10 steals, 5 by Ingram. As there's a foul off the ball. This is a 1-and-1 here for Baycott. George to be ready for the tip, something Tar Heels done really well for years off of missed free throws. And they try to do it as Ingram tried to tip the miss, but then it was knocked out Oh, boy. Pat Driscoll says, bye, Carolina.
Great hustle again by Harrison Ingram. Continue to make winning plays, though.
58-50. Carolina by 8. Miami with the basketball. Christian Watson on the right wing, who's back in for the Canes. Dribbles to the right elbow. Sends it out to O'Meara. Washington came in for Baycott, by the way, during that sequence as an open three is missed by Miami's Watson. Long rebound to Trimble. Trimble trying to hit the gas the other way and lost the ball, but it was tipped out by George. The 5 players on the floor. Tar Heels will inbound it out to Davis, and he'll go to the center jump circle. Trying to get a screen from Washington. Hard hedge by O'Meara, so Davis can't do much with it. Oh, my gosh, a long jump. Oh, holy cow. A jump back three from about Brevard on the state logo.
R.J. Davis doing R.J. Davis things.
Goodness gracious, that's 30 for Davis. Holy cow. That is the 3rd time this year, 4th time in his career he's had more than 30. And he plays good defense, forces a miss by Cleveland, but Cleveland gets the offensive rebound. Out to O'Meara, air ball on the 3, may have tipped the front iron. Doesn't matter, R.J. Davis picks up the loose ball rebound. Under 7 to go, 61-50. That was one of the deeper threes we've seen this season, and it was just R.J. Davis. He's going to try again. That looks good. It is good. 33 for Davis. Watch out. ACC Player of the Year coming through. 64-50, just like that. Heels have their largest lead. Cleveland over to Joseph. Jab step against Ingram. Pump fake. Tries to kick it to O'Meara. Does so. O'Meara spinning into the paint. Goes up. And he's going to have a chance for the three-point play. 6:26 to play. Free throw missed by O'Meara, so it's just a 2-point possession for them. 64-52 Carolina with 6:20 to go. Washington came out and Baycott back in during that free throw. High weave for Carolina. It's Ryan with it to R.J. Davis. Whips a pass to Baycott, and he's fouled in the post by O'Meara. First free throw. No good. He'll get the back half, though. And, boy, that was way off. Off the back left portion of the rim. So Baycott has been very good at the line this year. Just 1 of 4, and it's an empty possession for Carolina. O'Meara drives in, almost stripped by Ryan digging down, but O'Meara able to keep it. Out to Bensley Joseph. Whips it down low and off the glass for 2. I believe it was Watson cutting in. He did. It was Watson who called it and scored. So Carolina got the lead to 14, and Miami scored 4 straight to get it back to 10. See if the Heels can stretch this out. R.J. Davis against Cleveland. Whips it over to Trimble, well out on the left sideline. Looking in the paint. And his pass, just out of bounds. I thought it had been tipped. It was so off the mark. I thought it had been knocked out by Miami, but it was just a very poor angle pass. And that'll turn it over. That's the 9th turnover for Carolina. Joseph, big 3 on the way. That's good. And so Miami right back in it. They're within 7 on a 7-0 run. Heels got it to 14, but couldn't close the door. Joseph with 17, one off his career high. R.J. Davis, who's been about all the offense tonight for Carolina, at least all the consistent offense. Crosses the court, right side to Ingram. Ingram tries on the right side. It's short, but rebound to Baycott. He'll hold it and now dribble out to reset. Flips it to R.J. Davis. Pump fake for 3. Now he'll take it. Count it! Count it, baby! 36 for Davis. He is single-handedly keeping Carolina with a sizable advantage. 67-57. He's matched his career high. 4:35 to play. George, long jumper, no good. Baycott with the board. He'll hand off to R.J. Davis. Watch out, that ball might melt. Davis has not only tied his career high in points, but also in three-pointers. Oh, my gosh, a step back. Will this one go? Holy smokes! 39 for R.J. Davis. It's like an and-one mix tour out here. Miami will try and answer from the corner. Can't do it. George rips down the rebound, and the Hurricanes will reset. 3:55 to go. 70-57. Chance of RJ in the Smith Center. O'Meara at the free throw line. Ducks his head. And a foul's going to be called on Baycott. That is his 4th. O'Meara's second free throw is good as well, so he makes them both. he will check out because he has 4 fouls. So maybe a little offense for defense substitution here for Miami as it's 70-59. Carolina on top, and now the Hurricanes trying to deny the ball in the backcourt to Davis, but they can't do it, and then they run up his back and foul him. 3:45 to go, 70-59. And Davis can get to 41 with this second free throw. It's good. 72-59, an all-time performance from Davis, and he's not done. 3:45 to play. 13-point Tar Heel lead. Carolina still work to do. Joseph almost carried as Carolina was blocking a dribble handoff that he wanted to make. Hesitation out to Omier. Guarded 3. Good. Omier hits another. That is his 4th 3 of the game. Omier's up to 22 himself. Cadeau in the backcourt. He's got to get it front side. Just does on the pass. Oh, no, that's a 10-second violation. As a double team came at Cadeau, he backed up before the timeline and then tried to pass it front court but didn't do it in time. So that will give the ball to Miami, who is still within 10 here at 72-62 with 3:20 to go. The Hurricanes have hit 12 3-pointers in the game. They are 12 of 26 from three-point range. Joseph 4 of 6, George 3 of 6, Omier 4 of 9. Joseph will try one. That's good. It's a career high for Joseph. And Carolina's up 7. Heel's got to get it front court. Ingram is going to get called for a travel in the backcourt with 3:06 to play. Miami on a 6-0 run. They've made 13 three-pointers. Trimble will come in for Cadeau. So now Joseph a career-high 20. Omier has 22. R.J. Davis has 41, but it's just a 7-point game. And the ball is tipped out on the inbounds. Ingram, well, the officials are going to talk about it. Did Ingram tip it away from Cleveland, or did Cleveland touch it last? It will be Miami's ball. Marcus, more problematic for Carolina is the back-to-back turnovers against the light Miami pressure in the backcourt.
Well, it's the back-to-back turnovers, and again, just not closing out with any sense of urgency to guys that have made multiple threes in this basketball game.
As there's got to be something there. The inbound to Joseph, and he just hopped on 1 foot, and eventually it is going to be out of bounds. R.J. Davis, who's wearing his Superman cape, bothered the inbounds and forced the turnover. It's been a wild game in the Smith Center, and there's still 3:04 to go. Trimble will be the inbounder. Gets it to Ryan in the backcourt. Now to R.J. Davis. Davis still in the backcourt and gets it ahead to Trimble. It was not an easy-to-catch pass. Trimble holding it out near the center jump circle. Wanted to give it to Davis. Miami denying him. Finally, Carolina gets it to him. Boy, Ja'Kai Robinson hit Davis in the head, swiping at the ball. No call. Davis going to go one-on-one. And R.J. slips and falls. Off his backside, gets the pass to Baycott. He was about to dunk it, but Carolina's granted a timeout. Davis gets it in to Ryan. Right back to R.J. Davis. Around a screen. Splits a double team to the cup. It's off the back iron. Once, twice, no. Ingram battles for the rebound. Trimble can't quite save it in the Carolina bench area. Good effort by Ingram and Trimble, but they couldn't secure the possession. 2:30 to go. Just the 7th miss for R.J. Davis on 14. Makes 7 misses, so 14 of 21. 7 of 10 from 3. Inbounds to Bensley Joseph. He'll bounce it on the right sideline to George. Miami works it around the perimeter, ends up to Joseph. He's made 5 threes and has a career-high 20. Forces up a shot, no good. And Baycott in traffic, had the rebound, tipped out of his hands, but right to R.J. Davis. Carolina gets a much-needed stop. Davis going to dribble near the timeline. He's still up 7, 72-65, but they just haven't been able to close the door. This guy's been trying. R.J. Davis with 41. Shot clock down to 8. Davis in the center jump circle. Miami blitzes him. He has to pick it up. Bounces to Ryan. Tipped away by Joseph, but he was on the sideline. Ryan floats it to Baycott. Bounces to Davis. Catch and shoot 3 is off the mark. And rebound to Miami. Joseph the other way. Still a 7-point game. They get it in the post to Cleveland. Turns and can't finish. But once the officials saw the shot was missed, they called a foul on R.J. Davis. 1:40 to play. Free throw's good. Second free throw from Cleveland, good. So Miami's on an 8-0 run since the Tar Heels led it by 13. The lead is just 5. Inbounds goes to Davis. His push ahead to Ryan's intercepted. George for 3. It's good. Miami's within 2. It is a 11-0 Miami run. Ryan gets it into Cadeau. Carolina in a heap of trouble. Cadeau to Ingram. Pitch ahead to Ryan. He'll get it to Baycott, but he'll send it back out to reset. This is now a 2-point game. Miami on an 11-0 run. They've made 14 3-pointers. R.J. Davis. Miami blitzes the screen. Gets it over to Cadeau. Pump fake. Kicks it in the right corner. Ingram for a big 3. No. Ryan diving to try and save the rebound and can't do it. Miami's going to have the ball with 60 seconds to go. Joseph the ball's rolling into the front court. Finally picks it up. Omier has it outside the arc. Ends up back in Joseph's hands. Middle of the floor. Joseph around a high screen to Omier. Pump fake for 3. Now he's going to drive against Baycott. Spinning in, hooking it up. It won't go. Rebound tipped out to R.J. Davis. Still just a one-possession game, and Carolina cannot kill the whole clock. Jim Larinaga says no fouls, and Carolina's going to take a timeout. With 72-70. Inbound's going to go into the backcourt to Cadeau. 15-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Heels up by 2 with the ball. Trying to stave off a big Miami comeback. R.J. Davis on the right sideline. And he's fouled by Ja'Kai Robinson as Davis tried to work around him. Heels have seen Miami go on an 11-0 run to cut this lead to 2. Now it's 3 as Davis is up to 42 points. Smith Center falls silent as R.J. Davis readies for the free throw. Does not get the pop, but the rebound slapped out by Ingram into Davis's hands. The shot clock is not off as Ryan has it. He may need to take a timeout in the corner. No, he dribbles out of the trouble. Still dribbling. Ryan fighting, finds Baycott. Shot clock down to 6. His pass kicked, and that will reset the shot clock to down by 13 with less than 4 minutes to go. Got it within 2. Cadeau still trying to get it in. Lobs it out to Baycott, and he is fouled. 8.1 to play. First one's up. Back iron. It's up. No. Omier with the rebound. 3-point game. Bensley Joseph and the Tar Heels foul him on purpose with 5 seconds to go to not allow Miami an open look. Here's Joseph, an 84% shooter. 1 of 2 so far tonight. Now the left-handed free throw is no good. Trimble up in the air for the rebound, and he's 3.7 to play. The sophomore. First one. No good. 2 by Baycott, 1 by Trimble. This one is up. No good. Withers with the rebound, and he's fouled. First free throw opportunity for Withers is up. It's good. Massaging the ball. Dribbles once, spins it, shoots it. Got it. 75-71. Heels by 4. George still trying to inbound. Gets it to Watson. Carolina going to let Watson heave it up. It is no good, and the Tar Heels survive in the Smith Center tonight. A career night for R.J. Davis, 42 points, and a couple of big free throws for Jalen Withers in the final seconds allows Carolina to get out of here with a win.